Hello. Hello, everybody. I was reading a lizard post and I was not paying attention. Oh, Ryan, thank you for the resub. Appreciate you. How you doing, everybody? Shade, Viv, Villain, obviously Ryan. How are you all doing? Can we like do this today? It seems that switching the encoder fixed everything. I'm not encountering any problems. I wasn't last week either, to be fair, but everything good? You can hear me, you can see me. There's no stuttering. I don't know why my computer decided that it was suddenly going to use this garbage encoder, and it didn't tell me that it switched, but whatever. Twitch appears to have hidden the option to use Prime subs behind the tab where you subscribe to tier 2 or 3. That is very scummy. Why would they do that? Well, I mean, obviously, they would do that because, it's more beneficial to them for people to not use Prime subs. But yeah, that's garbage. I don't like that. But yeah, hope you're all doing good today. We definitely fought the Divine Dragon last week, but I didn't like it. I was not happy with the stream last week because the quality was garbage, and I was just like focused on that the entire time. So I didn't even save it. We're just gonna fight the Divine Dragon again, and we're gonna pretend that last week never even happened. Because it was like a half an hour stream of blech. So here we go. Let's just beat the Divine Dragon again. Hey Shade, nice to see ya. Hello, proud egg mother owner. I can't believe it. Husbando is still kind of... Grappling is too strong of a word for it. But, we had always intended to have a boy. But that's okay. We love baby Gladio anyway. It's just that we always intended to have a boy, specifically because I don't like to have females of reptiles that can have eggs. Oh, Viv, thank you for the resub. Appreciate you. I don't like to have females of reptiles that can have eggs because things like this can happen, right? Where there are problems. In this case, it was just because we didn't know he was a girl, and he's not actually, like, having any problems, but they can get egg bound, you know, they, like, need more calcium and stuff, or else they can get sick, and it's like, or you could just not have a lady. So, we have to treat baby Gladio differently now. But we love him very much. Hey Shavio, how you doing? Good to see ya. And I feel so bad for Gooby as well because she's on medicine. She had stomatitis, which is just like an infection of the mouth tissues. Because obviously she came in looking a little rough. And the medicine is essentially Bactrim. If you've ever taken Bactrim, it's an antibiotic. And I refuse to take Bactrim because it makes me feel like I'm gonna barf. And I think that's what's happening to her too. She like really doesn't feel good. She's not eating. Everybody's just kind of feeling like trash in this household right now. Damn, that was fast. Thank you, Shavil. I don't know what happened. I didn't even get a chance to see it. But thank you. I trust your judgment. Hey, Sokasa. Good to see you. Thanks for the lizard treats. Bactrim is my one allergy. I feel like it's pretty aggressive for a medicine. I feel really, really bad that she's still on it. But she's gonna be on it until they report back about what was on her nose. And then as soon as I get that, I'm hoping it's today or tomorrow. As soon as I get that report back, I'm taking her off of that medicine. I don't want her to be on it any longer than she has to be. The dopamine is all mine. You both have swords. Fight it out. Trial by combat. But I actually have a banana, so I will see about giving Mort a piece of banana. Can you not dragon cannon me? This hurts, bro. Oh, right in the middle, too. Hits everybody. Maru is like untouchable. Alright, well she's still got 2 turns. Hey, I did it. If only it were Albert. So today, I promise, I swear, we're getting past the point of no return. We're fighting Zakwell. We're going up the Blight Pillar. These are just really not good damage numbers that I am seeing. Please not kill Dart before Maru has a chance to heal him. Alright, well, at least it was a fire attack. That shouldn't do very much. So it's Thursday. I'm obligated to ask, anybody doing anything fun this weekend? It was St. Patrick's Day, I guess. I completely forgot. I may or may not be partly Irish. I don't know. So, whatever. The banana is mightier than the sword. Isn't that the saying? Pretty sure that's been conventional wisdom for hundreds of years. An archery event, Indiana. Nice. To participate or to watch? Yo, left hands, welcome. Hi, everybody. Thanks for the raid. Hope you're doing good. What were you up to? Yay, I did it. I didn't see what you were streaming before you came over. And thanks for the resub. Y'all are wonderful. We, like I said, I promise, we are getting past the point of no return in this game today. Disc 4. We've done everything that's optional. We're going to the moon. And we're not coming back. Participate! Well, good luck! I hope you achieve what it is that you hope to achieve. Running of a rhythm game because of Soul Mass. I love Soul Mass. Soul Mass is good people. My goal is just not to suck too bad. Hey, fair. That is a reasonable goal. I miss doing archery. I mean, I have a bow still and a big yard. I could just, like, literally all I need is like a hay bale. I just, for some reason, haven't really been back to it for, I guess, like 10 years almost. Horizon Forbidden West is unpacking. Well, I hope you have fun with it once it's done. You need a horse too for horseback archery? I'll just get one of those horses on a stick. You know what I'm talking about? Hobby horses. That counts, right? Do you know that that's actually a thing, by the way? Like, that's a thing that people do in niche little communities. They have, like, horse shows, but it's people on those instead. I mean, you do you. If you're having fun, have fun. That was a little too early. That's okay, though. Villain, good morning! I did say good morning, yes. I said good morning. He knows that he can't hit Maru and he's like not even trying anymore. Which kind of makes her not being able to be hit pointless. But it is what it is. Heart's pretty hurt, but they've each got one more turn at least in Dragoon, so that means defense is high. Nailed it. Look at that damage. That is endgame damage, friends. 284. Did you change up anything before going back into this fight? I changed my stream settings. I changed back to an actual encoder on my GPU. But, character-wise, no. I decided that I didn't like everything that happened last week because I wasn't, like, focused. I was focused on the stream. So I was like, whatever, we're just gonna do this again. Gonna pretend last week never happened. But we have a friend coming over tonight, actually. He'll probably be here, like, after midnight. Because he's leaving work at, like, 8 p.m. and he lives, like, 3 hours away. But we're gonna play board games, and card games, and watch movies. As you do. Until Sunday. And we are very excited. It's always good to see him. He's in the Discord, but I never ping him because I don't want to bother him. So if anybody has movie recommendations for, like, they don't necessarily have to be horror movies, but kind of like in that general sphere. Horror, creepy. They can be goofy. We're not necessarily super into movies like maybe like Sharknado that are like made to be bad, you know what I mean? But bad movies that are earnest are also okay. Like Birdemic was kind of earnest, right? We liked Birdemic, Shock and Terror, or whatever it's called. I don't remember if it's Shock and Terror or Shock and Horror. I think it's Shock and Terror. But yeah, the friend... Oh, Dart might be dead. I didn't pay attention. The friend who is coming brought this game called Ark Nova last time, which slaps, turns out. You just build a zoo, but it's like very complicated, and you have to like have space in your zoo for certain types of animals and do like research abroad and stuff, or else your zoo isn't like smart enough to have some specialty animals. And it's, I think it takes us an average of like 3 or 4 hours to play through once, but it's very, very fun. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I have never heard of such a thing. Dart, you're so squishy, my dude. I feel like we had him basically dead at this point. Oh yeah, we do. Good. Good, good. Oh, ow, you're my damage dealer and I messed up. Bro, can you not? Can you just do like your hand swipe thing? That's your weakest move. We watched... I already can't remember what it was called. I talked about it in my Discord afterwards. I think it was a Spanish movie that took place primarily like inside an apartment complex. It was a zombie movie. Kind of like a found footage deal. But it was very, very good. And then it turned out there was a second one that was not nearly as good. Some of the other movies we've watched together have been like... And again, I don't remember the names of movies, you know? But there was another movie that I've talked about in my Discord as well after we watched it. About like a prison with an elevator in the middle that would have like food. And so the people on the higher floors obviously got like their choice of food, and by the bottom floor there was like no food left. And it wasn't necessarily a horror movie, right? It was just kind of like a tense drama movie. About the difficulties of like trying to convince these people to work together and then they could all benefit. Isn't he, Cheville, isn't he the one who was, he was in like Dodgeball, he was in A Knight's Tale, I think? That was him. I love that movie, by the way, A Knight's Tale. Watched that movie so much when I was like a teenager. Boy, I cannot today. I might be thinking of like slightly the wrong person. Let me look at this guy and see if his is the face I am envisioning. It is the face I'm envisioning. He was definitely in Dodgeball. I don't remember if he was in Knight's Tale. Oh, he was, yes. Dart, how much do I care about you, bro? He voiced the chicken in Moana, really? Really a man of many talents. There we go. Get some actual damage. Okay, if we don't get to Dart's turn, which it looks like we're not going to, he's going to die. Okay, this might not kill him. Ooh, it missed. I'm just hoping that Maru dodges whatever is next. And then, of course, I made her take damage anyway. The one I recommended is definitely a comedy. We've definitely seen quite a few, like, horror comedy kind of deals. Shaun of the Dead type deals, you know? Oh, he's dead, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Oh yeah, I died last time, didn't I? That's why I didn't get that trophy. We quit after I died last time, so we did actually beat him. Well, cool. We accomplished something. What's this? Thanks, buddy. I don't know when I would ever use that. A D-Stone amulet is just, it prevents petrification. I can't even think of any enemy in the remainder of the game that petrifies you. Yeah, he was scary because we've fought the Divine Dragon before, but last time obviously we had the Dragon Block Staff, which significantly, you know, deadened his magic power. And we did not have that this time. As always, I could just look up the solution here, but I'm gonna solve it the real way. Yes, I have seen Cabin in the Woods. That is definitely one of my favorite movies. Really, really good. Oh, are you healing me? Please heal me. That sounded like a heal. Oh, you'll love to see it. I really needed that. Yeah, the Dragon Block Staff, the most aptly named item in any RPG. We'll get there. But yeah, we've seen so many movies at this point. It's kind of hard to still pick some. Because while he's here, we usually like play a board game, watch a movie. Play a card game, watch a movie. So we're watching like 5 or 6 movies over the course of just a couple days, you know? I'm very excited. Abominable is on that list. That is just a garbage movie that I hold very dearly, about like a dude in a wheelchair in a cabin in the woods who is beset by Sasquatch. It's not good, but I used to watch it all the time growing up, so I'm still kind of fond of it, you know? I don't want to mess this up at this point, because I don't want to start all the way over. But I don't... This one is kind of ridiculous, I remember. Oh, I really need to just, like, be patient. Could you show me the one in front of me? Is it safe or nah? No, it's not. Where do I go? This one is safe, I guess. Okay, this one. Oh, why does this have to be so long? I think it's beside me now. But Lord knows it'll never show me. Anytime. Anytime. Thank you. This one, and should be straight. Oh, gotta go down here. See? So I guess I didn't actually have to go down there because... Oh, no, I did. I would have fallen. Wait, what? That's not possible. Oh, I'm stuck in a corner. I didn't ever remember that there was one of these that led nowhere. Oh, I don't like this. Alright, this one's fine. The one next to me is not fine. Hold on. So the one below me... Yeah, no, I can't go that way. Where are you taking me? Okay, I'm back here. Cool. I'm safe to walk here. Can I walk to the one in front of me and then just solve the puzzle? Yes. Okay, it's fine. Oh, Christ. We made it. Mr. Boogity. Hey, Draco, nice to see ya. How are ya? Creepy, scary Event Horizon. Event Horizon sounds like a space movie. Oh, who is this? Our friend. He's been hanging out here and has been absolutely fine ever since definitely nothing happened on disc 1. Good old Lavit Slambert. Best name in any RPG. Teleworking this week. Well, enjoy. Hopefully you have a little bit more flexibility there. The Lavitz has got a little alien man on his back. We're gonna have to go take care of that. I want to see what's in this chest, though. What is this? Oh, that's actually good. Chat, we got a good item. That doesn't happen. Have you seen They Live? I don't think it sounds familiar. Let me see, we have a list. This weekend we were just kind of browsing some of the streaming services that we have. I'm just mashing Lavitz's text boxes while I look. I swear I have an email called Movies. There it is. The Wailing, we got Abominable, like I said. A newer one called Nope, and then Lake Alice is what we have so far. Kind of awkwardly done in a funny way. Well, that can be enjoyable still. Doesn't have to be, you know, super, super high quality. Okay, so Mr. Lavitz here, you will see we do 0 damage. It's also one of the things that I love about this fight is that these attacks that he's doing are actually his additions. Like, these are the additions that we were doing when he was on our team. That was, that should have been Gust of Wind Dance, I think. So just like straight up is him. I like that a lot. Yes. I have seen The Thing. I think that it's a very good movie. Apparently some people think that it's not, and I don't know. I didn't think that anybody thought that. I thought it was one of the most highly praised movies of all time, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So he's turned around, and now we can hit the parasite thing on his back. And we've seen a lot of the like high profile ones, you know, Get Out, A Quiet Place, things like that. Bird Box. One of the ones that we watched, I don't think it was the last time he came over, but the time before that, we watched Train to Busan, which I had never seen before, and it was really, really good. Which, of course, also brings to mind Snowpiercer. Whoops. We also watched, like, one of the really, really old Dracula movies, and that was quite a lot of fun. Yeah, Nope by Jordan Peele is excellent. Good. I'm glad to hear that, because that's on the list. I'm pretty sure we're definitely going to watch it. Whoops, I didn't mean to attack. Thanks for hanging out, Left Hand. Appreciate you. Have a good day. I don't know why I'm attacking. I'm meaning to be blocking. I'm still thinking about movies, I guess. But hey, I mean, we're getting... These additions count, even if they're not doing any damage. So we're trying to make Lavitz remember who he is, instead of being possessed by this demon. Because we are in literal hell, so it kind of makes sense that he's possessed by a demon. I really, really want him to rip my liver out. And I know that sounds weird, but he didn't do it the last time that we played through this game. And it's just such a goofy move. I really want him to do it. I think, Viv, that we had that on our list last time and couldn't find anywhere that it was streaming. But I think you recommended it last time and we put it on the list. So I will add it to the list again, because maybe now it will be streaming somewhere. Have you seen Moon? with such a common name, I feel like I would remember it, and I do not remember it. So now we have Zackwell, who's the actual boss. He was the demon that was possessing Lavitz. My recollection is that he's not actually that hard. I mean, he's hard in the sense that he's a boss, but I don't think we're gonna die. Because the point of this section is like, it's your friend Lavitz. You know, it's more of a story beat than a challenge. I love that animation. It's so cool. By Duncan Jones with Sam Rockwell. Okay. Thanks for the recommendations. It's always good to have like a bunch of stuff to choose from, you know? And between, you know, all of the various streaming services that we share, for as long as we're allowed to, we have access to most things. Like Husbando's sister has Disney Plus and HBO. We have Netflix. The friend who's coming over has Hulu. I have Peacock so that I can watch figure skating. Even though they don't really put it on there anymore, so I don't know why I'm paying for it. Okay, so we can't really hurt Zackwell when he's like this either. See? This boss just has a lot of times when you can't hit him for some reason. But I'm trying to think of other good movies we watched. We watched some Japanese one, and to this day we can't remember what the name of it was. About like school kids who went to this old Japanese house. I distinctly remember that they were just like, each student was like a very obvious stereotype. You know, like, haha, this is the fat one that likes food. Haha, this is the stupid one who isn't good with their homework. You know what I mean? Like, really, they're like caricatures, basically. And they were getting picked off one by like the creepy old lady who lived in that house or something. I don't really remember, but it was something. We did see Dune. We went and saw Dune and then went out to dinner afterwards. There was another one we watched called Elementary, and it is spelled with R's. That just like blew us away. Just this random movie, seemed like it was gonna be garbage. You know, it seemed like everything from like the title card quality and everything just seemed like it was gonna be like, this is a low budget thing. But it was really, really good. We still look back on that movie very fondly as like a diamond in the rough kind of thing. Troy as in the one with Brad Pitt, Troy? That was Brad Pitt, wasn't it? Tokyo Gore Police. Best theater experience of my life. I see what you mean. It is its own thing. Has its own kind of identity. I gotcha. Yeah, he's Achilles. I kind of grew up on that movie too. There were some... So, growing up, right, my parents didn't pay for like TV channels except for Cinemax. Because something about our like phone service provider, they were like, you get Cinemax. And Cinemax would run the same 2 or 3 movies for like a couple weeks at a time, right? Oh, I thought he was gonna rip my spleen out. Sad. And so basically I have a soft spot for any movie that ever appeared on Cinemax because it was all that we would watch in our house. Just on repeat would be Cinemax, right? So things like Troy, 300, Dodgeball, Beer Fest, any of those kind of things. It's just watch it over and over, and through some kind of Stockholm syndrome, I've just grown to love those movies, right? Yeah, we watched Megan last time. Megan's the one about the doll. Well, not doll, but kind of doll, robot AI doll thing that was supposed to like protect and take care of that girl. Whoops. I enjoyed Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I didn't think that it was like this revolutionary, world-changing movie like so many people were talking about, but it was much better than anybody obviously expected it to be. And it was a very good movie. Wait, I just cannot get past that right now. Oh, he didn't rip my liver out for the second playthrough in a row. I swear he does it. It's just so goofy because he sticks that giant scythe right through you, and then he pulls your liver out, and it's like flip-flopping on the scythe like a fish, and it makes no sense, and it's real goofy. Thank you, Shavil. Somebody understands my pain. That is like a thicky sword, by the way. It looks like a balloon. It looks like Dart went to the carnival and got like an inflatable sword. And that's just what he's been using the entire time, and everybody's just humoring him. That would explain so many things, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it, though? So here's real Lavitz. We freed him, well, we weakened the demon enough that he could free himself. So he was trying really hard to hang on so that he could see us again. And that left him, like, vulnerable to the manipulations of these demons who are like, oh, we can help you live longer. We can help you not move on so you can see your friends. I thought his mouth was a mustache. I see what you're seeing. Like, his mouth is a mustache and his little, like, chin dimple was actually his mouth. That is interesting, Viv. I hadn't really considered that the reason that it uses, like it changes the kind of animation that it does for certain scenes, or changes the frame rate and things like that, is because of, like, the influence of Spider-Verse. That makes a lot of sense. Hey, another healing rain. We're coming out on top here. Here we are. We did it. Once we go up this road of souls, there will be no return. Okay, let me just real quick. Let me just make sure that I got all the trophies that I need. That we haven't missed anything here, or anything important, at least. Yeah, Death Rose, Claire, Endora, Dole, Archangel, and the final boss, Chapter 4, are all up here. That's everything. We're climbing up. Yup. Is Annihilation the one where they're like... I'm so bad with movie names. Is Annihilation the one where they go to, like, some spacey place and there's, like, rainbow distortions around? And also a bear? Then yes. I have seen that. A bad bear. Yes, he was a very bad bear. What do I have? Do I have anything that's garbage that I don't want? How much do I care about the spirit potion? I don't think I do. Give me something good. Alright. Alright. Children of Men doesn't sound familiar. I'm gonna have to like re-scroll through all of chat and just write all these down. Great sci-fi movie. Okay. When you first said Annihilation, you made me think of Arrival, which, as a linguist, I obviously really enjoyed. Because that movie is, like, entirely about language. Children of Men is the base for the story of The Last of Us. Well, that sounds promising. So, you know, we actually got to this Signet Sphere in time, and then we just did absolutely nothing to stop Zeeg from destroying it anyway. So that was the final Signet Sphere. We completely did not succeed in stopping Zeeg from destroying the world. So everybody's like, alright, let's go outside and watch the world blow up, I guess. So the world is in a bad place and then the movie happens. You have this framing device, right? Hey, Kulan! My buddy! Kulan's eyes look like Frank that I posted in Discord yesterday. Just absolutely not looking in the right directions. You know, Shavil, you say that. Okay, real quick, for anybody who actually cares about the story. Zeeg destroyed the, like, barrier that was around the moon that never sets. So the body of the god, which is the moon, and the spirit of the god, which is Shanna, are about to be reunited. And when they come together, they're gonna create, God, right? That's gonna destroy the world. So the moon is coming down on top of the divine tree to sit there and wait for Zeeg to take Shanna and put her in. Kind of like a sperm and egg coming together. Anyway, you say it takes place in England, which is refreshing, and obviously as a self-centered American, you don't often think about, like, do you being general non-American chat members, do you often find it frustrating that so many movies are set in, like, New York or Washington, you know, things like that? Especially, like, apocalypse movies seem to be often in America. At least at first, before the apocalypse spreads to the rest of the world. It's very, like, American-centric.
That's it?
If anybody likes Kulan, which you all should because he's a cute manta ray guy, don't watch. Comparing Shanna to sperm is cool and fun. Hey, Dragon Sage, how you doing? Good to see ya. This game's cutscenes are so, like, surreal and weird. I love them. I honestly just kind of assume films are set in America. Yeah. I mean, it's so common, right? Thanks for the boop. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, for apocalypse movies, there's always the redneck dude in the pickup truck who either is, you know, stocking up on stuff from the store to put in his giant pickup truck, or he has a million guns, or he has, like, a bunker in the middle of his 30 acres of farm, or whatever. Like, there just has to be one of those characters. Mort, where you going? Sorry, I cannot fly anymore. No, buddy! Oh, makes me so sad every time. Rest in peace, giant manta ray flap flap guy. It is kind of true, villain, for like biome diversity. America kind of has a little bit of everything for your setting, you know? And I guess there's probably also something to be said for, like, you can go a long way on your journey in your movie in America and still be in America, right? Whereas, like, if you were in Europe, there would be these additional considerations about, like, you're going through different countries because they're close to each other, and that might make things more complicated. I don't know. And then you also have to think about, like I'm envisioning, like, a horror movie where you're fleeing from, like, aliens or something, and you're trying to drive across Europe, and it's like, you're gonna have to do all these border crossings, and not all of them are, like, Schengen border countries, where they'll just accept a bunch of different passports and stuff. Maybe I'm thinking too much into this. Because I certainly remember sitting at, I want to say it was the border of Romania, but it might have been Bosnia. Like Bosnia-Herzegovina. I don't remember. But I remember sitting at the border for like 3 hours. Trying to get through. Important to bring your passport to the apocalypse. Well, there's no in between in horror / drama, whatever, movies, right? It's either the borders are entirely open because everybody's panicking and you can just drive wherever you want, or the borders are like locked down and you have to have basically been a rich person in order to get permission to go through, and there is like no in between. Oh, Morty, I missed your yawn. I can't believe I've done this. Also, camera, stop. Camera, stop. Stop. Camera, stop. Okay. Okay. There you go, Morty. Like, I don't want to take too much damage because we're about to fight Imago, which is unironically like a pretty hard boss. We might, actually I think we do though, get a heal first. Imago is a giant butterfly. Well, technically it starts as a caterpillar and then it goes into its chrysalis and then it turns into a butterfly. It's really cool. I like the boss design a lot, actually. Husbando also, I forgot to say this. Husbando is a gargantuan fan of weather movies. Like catastrophes, meteors, what was that movie? Day After Tomorrow, like giant blizzard kind of deal. He loves those kind of things. Tornadoes. So if you happen to think of any movies like that as well, he's a sucker for those, and it doesn't even matter how bad they are. He just loves those kind of movies. Sharknado. There's 9 of them? Really? I thought there was like 3. Being generous, I would have said 4. So yeah, that little caterpillar up there, above the text box, kind of on the right, is Imago. It's going to keep following us around until eventually it becomes a boss. Which also, because Cheville, you said the day after 2012 Twister, one of the advertisements we got when we were watching Dune was for Twisters, which is literally just Twister 2. Who thought that after all this time, you know what we need? A sequel to Twister. Like, where did that idea come from? Dante's Peak. Huh. What you looking at, Morb? What you looking at, Morby? Gimme. Okay, this is a heal, which is good. Cheville, you asked about additions, and we're still quite a ways from the final boss, even though we're at the point of no return. Dart has done a whopping 12 blazing dynamos. 50 flower storms is pretty good. You can see already at 50 we're at 348 damage percent, so it is quickly becoming the most powerful addition we own. Perky Step is at 300 with just 23 completed, so that's going to be like 400 by the time that we're done. And each of them has their own boss fight where it's just them, so we should have plenty of time to level those up even more. Yeah, the ads we got for Dune were Twisters, which we laughed at. And which, even though it's a weather movie, so obviously Husbando is going to go see it. Well, we might not go see it, but we're going to see it. And we got that new Mad Max movie. I already don't remember what it's called. With the same girl who was in The Vavitch. Anya might be her name. She's like in everything now. Furiosa, that's the one. Oh, good. Great. Owl does a lot of damage, so I was gonna have him just kill the Manticore, and then Dart can finish off this. And that is not what happened. The Impossible. Ooh, that sounds good. The most recent ones that we watched in like the weather movie kind of things were Don't Look Up, which was uncomfortable, right? Because it hits a little too close to home. And I don't remember the names of them. There was one where the whole story was about trying to get onto like these, it might have just been called Ark, now that I think about it, because the whole thing was about trying to get on these arcs before a catastrophe happened. And then there was another one where they were just like running from meteors. I think Russell Crowe, maybe, was in it. I am not good with movie titles. Stocky, hey! How are ya? This is the legend of the Dragoon. The one guy. That's what I thought too, Javiel. Annoyed during Dune 2. Can't even say. You made the most difficult sentence in the world, apparently. Annoyed during Dune 2 at how it was all these actresses that are in everything nowadays. There was like 3 people. Anya, whatever her name was one of them. That it's like, she's in every movie right now. Who was another one? There was another girl that I thought the same. Oh, it's 11 from Stranger Things. She's in like everything now. Can't remember. Millie Bobby Brown, is that her name? I'm really bad with people's names as well. Aw, thanks for the sub, Stocky. Appreciate you. Are you trying out another Final Fantasy? Yeah, I was gonna try Final Fantasy again, but ran out of time. That's understandable. Stocky, I feel like Final Fantasy X must feel to you like what Platinum Percent for Last Guardian feels like to me. Like, you have this guide, and you're reading it, and you read ahead, and you're like, okay, this is the next thing that I have to do. But that doesn't necessarily help. It just makes your brain feel full, right? And you're still very much at risk of missing things, even though you're literally looking at the guide. And then you're like, wait, did I scroll too far? Did I do this thing already? Or do I still need to do this thing? Zendaya is another one that's in everything right now. I liked her in Queen's Gambit, Anya in Queen's Gambit. I rather enjoyed Queen's Gambit. But it just, sometimes it feels like you're just kind of shoving these people into roles that don't align with like their own natural personality just because they're popular right now. Like, I like Zendaya as... She's in Spider-Man, right? Because I really like her in that role. In Dune, she was like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. But she's got more of like a kind of dry, witty humor, sort of blank, pragmatic face kind of deal. And that suits something like Spider-Man with this wit better, I feel like. Did she do Greatest Showman? Oh yeah, I guess she did. She was like the trapeze artist. I completely erased that from my brain. Yeah, I printed the guide and still I feel that so hard. I debated, like, should I print the Last Guardian guide? Should I do it on my computer? Should I have it, like, on an iPad next to me? It is the caterpillar from back there, Dart. I just stuck my finger directly onto my glasses lens, and that is irritating. Okay, wasn't quite. I thought we still had one more screen before we fought Imago. So, okay. Enjoy, Stocky. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so we're gonna have plenty of time to heal once he is cocooned. So right now we're just gonna try to push the fight into that phase. I love this boss design so much. Al is feared, which sucks. That cuts his damage in half. But we'll get rid of that with Dragoon in the actual butterfly phase. Yeah, like, I like Zendaya as a person. I think she, from what I know, because you can never really know celebrities that well, right? But I think that she's very down to earth and chill, and I like that. Conversely, I think, from what I've gathered, again, we don't really know celebrities. We know what they want us to know of them, usually. I think that Millie Bobby Brown kind of maybe isn't handling stardom as well as she could be. You know what I'm saying? I thought she said Johnny. I thought it was funny because we went to see Dune in theaters. And we went just in the middle of a weekday. Husbando got off work early. So there was like 5 other people there. And, you know, the excuse when you watch movies on like Netflix and stuff, and the reason that you can't ever hear them talking because everything else is so loud, is they're like, oh, well, you know, it's balanced for theaters and it's you know, if you don't have a surround sound system, it won't come out right. And it's like, okay, number 1, we do have a surround sound system. And number 2, I couldn't hear shit in the movie either. So don't tell me that it's not just that you guys, for some reason, suck at balancing movies nowadays. I could not hear a lot of the dialogue. I really wanted subtitles. Here we go, he's gonna change. And I usually watch movies with subtitles anyway. It helps. But yeah, Dune. There was a lot of garbled stuff. Like, there were some important lines that just read to both me and Husbando as just, like, completely unintelligible. Millie's leaned hard into the sexy superstar angle, yeah. Which is, like, weird. I guess maybe... I want to say that it's weird in the sense that, you know, she became so, like, hypersexualized as 11, which is extremely weird because she was a child. But at the same time, like, you know, that's what she was exposed to this whole time. That probably doesn't seem far-fetched for her to be viewing things that way, having already been accustomed to it for so long. For realism, because she wouldn't hear shit in the desert either. Yeah. Most of what I was seeing was that in the show, obviously she was just like a regular girl, and well, I mean, she wasn't regular, that was kind of the whole point. But you know, within her friend group, everything was very normal. But I think the audience just kind of way ran with her character, you know. So basically, I hope that she accomplishes what she wants to with her career, and that it doesn't derail into, I think somebody said earlier, kind of like a Miley Cyrus tangent. Because the same thing happened to Emma Watson. Oh yeah, exactly what you just said, Cheville. Everybody was watching, like, when she 18, when she 18. Then that's super weird, yo. You know? People just really don't like her fiance. Huh. Just because he's older? A lot of people think he groomed her. Sure. I don't know what the age difference is. I always kind of waffle in situations like that because Husbando and I are perhaps not as close in age as people would suspect that we are. We behave like we're basically the same age, but Husbando is older than me by more than just a year or two. So on the one hand, I'm sympathetic to people who are like, anything over 3 years is too big of an age gap. But on the other hand, I remember what I was like at basically 18 through, I don't know, 22, 23. And while I was for sure like a competent adult and I was, you know, making decisions and being responsible and it was fine, I am a very different person now than I was then, and I did so much of my development as a person during that window. Development in a good way. Not necessarily becoming more mature, but like finding out who I was and what kind of person I wanted to be and what kind of life I wanted to have and all of that during that little chunk. And so I feel like for the people who get married during that window, it can work. But there has to be an acknowledgement that you are probably going to shift fairly substantially as a person. And sometimes the person that you're with shifts with you. And sometimes they don't. Right? Gravity with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. Gravity almost sounded familiar until you said George Clooney. I don't remember the last movie I've seen with George Clooney. So I'm gonna say we probably haven't seen it. Could you come out of this chrysalis, bro? You should just do it after a set amount of time, but I mean, I can grind additions on him, sure. He's marrying too young and he's a bum. Which could be true, or, you know, they could be fine. We don't really know from an outsider's perspective. Because there is kind of this idea ingrained, right? Like I said, you know, people are like, more than 2 or 3 years, and that's too big of an age gap. Boy, I would love to finish that edition. And I remember a couple years in with Husbando, I was thinking to myself, like, I really like him. Like, I don't want to see if there's anybody better. I can't do it. I can't get that final hit. Like, this is the way that I want to stay. And I remember thinking, just because it had been so ingrained with societal pressure, like, am I not supposed to do this, like, just because he's a bit older than me? You know? As if, like, somehow that weren't allowed. So here's Imago, really, really cool boss. I want to say, though, that she gets really angry if you turn into a Dragoon. So I'm not gonna Dragoon everybody, I'm just gonna Dragoon Al. Because she has an instant death move, and I can't res people if I'm a Dragoon. So, to prevent catastrophe, we're just gonna Dragoon one at a time. Right. My father was 10 years older than my mother, and it was never like a thing. Husbando's mom and dad are 8 years apart. Yeah, like, I really do think it's more about like where you are in your life and as a person, and I forgot that I was going to change Al into a Dragoon, even though I was just talking about it. I'm 7 years older than Troy. Exactly. Exactly, and he was 19. So I'm sure that the Troy that you know now is not the one that he was when he was 19, but I'm also sure that you two probably just like grew in the same direction. Can you not instant death move me like immediately? Why would you do that? Yeah, adults can make their own decisions, exactly. And in my case with Husbando, we're gonna use Dart, I think, to res. In my case with Husbando, like, when I met him, I thought that he was about, I mean, let me think. He would've... I guess I thought that he was 5 years younger than he actually was. Number one, because he has a baby face. But number two, because that's just kind of the way he is. He's very chill, he's very goofy, you know. Whereas I have always been very stern and not very goofy. So I always seem older than I am. And so kind of those two things together make us essentially behave like we're the same age, right? He goes down a little bit and I go up a little bit. And I'm not saying that like he's immature. I like that about him. He's young at heart, you know? You're not a goofball news to me, I suppose. Yeah, it sounds, Villain, like you... like the two of you really just sort of built together, like, right from the start, you know? So anyway, my point is, she could be perfectly fine with someone who is decently older than her, or she could not, and it really has a lot less to do with the age and more to do with the person, right? And there's also, you know, of course, people on the internet always like to champion the rule where it's like, if you take, what is it, like half of your age plus 7 or something, that's your partner should be no more than that far apart from you. I don't remember if that's exactly what it is. I think that's what it is. And Husbando and I fit into that, so I guess we win. We win the game. They're trying to bomb the sun, I guess to give it like energy, right? So it keeps burning. That is an interesting concept. I bet Husbando would really like that. This status, by the way, is just Dispirit, which I don't care about. You see we're getting 0 SP now. So, really I don't care. Oh, I was saving Psych Bomb for when Imago was a butterfly. I guess I should use that now. No! Alright, fine. I'm gonna run out of Angel's Prayers. Well, it has to be Maru, because, as I said, we can't heal as Dragoon, so... Can't access items. Owl's magic attack is not very high, which is why I'm physical attacking with him. I love psychological horror. Big fan, personally. Oof, this is our last Angel's Prayer. Yikes. Morby! Where are you going? Okay, we're hurt enough that we could... Oh, that's so good. We could Healing Breeze, we don't need the whole thing. I've been sitting here this whole time and Sakasa gave a lizard treat that I forgot to give. It's an RPG, I could have stopped anytime. Oh, Psych Bomb! Boy, my memory is leaking. Sadly, Psych Bomb does non-element damage and Imago is non-element, so it's not going to do as much as it potentially could, but 220 still. Yeah, that was still good. Just please don't kill anybody anymore. I would like for everybody to get experience. Kill Dart. Oh, okay, good. Well, you're just dead. Rest in pieces, Butterfly. And another Healing Rain. Oh, Owl leveled up to level 5. You love to see it. Let's go. Rest in pieces, Butterface. Oh no. The moon that never sets is barfing out little virages all over the place. Such a cool boss, though. I really like Imago. Okay, Dart. Stop throwing a little tantrum. I just want to get to a save point, my guy. Wee! Morty, what are you looking? What are you looking? Alright, we're inside the moon. This is where we will remain until the end of the game. Things just become real trippy once we're here. And with any JRPG, you can basically do this. I love to think about like the first town that you're in, right? And just juxtapose that image with like what we're seeing right now. And be like, this is the same game. Because JRPGs always end with you doing some nonsense and fighting God, so the juxtaposition is always very funky. And for the rest of the game, we'll be able to hear this heartbeat in the background. That's the god of destruction that is waiting to be born as soon as Shanna gets here. Because somehow we got here before Zeeg. I don't know. Like, we had Kulon, sure, but Zeeg can fly, so... I'm gonna say I don't care about that item. I think it's a dark or a night raid, but I don't remember. 28 days later, 28 weeks. I want to say yes? But I'll add it just in case. Every time I see the word unicorn, I think about that guy from Despicable Me when they're trying to play the carnival games and he's like, you don't get the unicorn. You know what I'm talking about? Versus Zombies That Run movie in England as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back through chat and write all these down. Because there's always a chance too that maybe like Husbando and I haven't seen it, but our friend has, in which case that goes on a different list that we watch separately. Where are you going, Mort? Okay, camera has stopped working apparently. Thank you, Chevelle. Appreciate that. So yeah, we're in the moon, but it just looks like the normal world except with more veins. Miranda, can we not do this right now? I really, really want a save point. Miranda! Please wait. I don't want to fight Mother Rose right now. Okay. Okay. I'm making a save here in case I die. I do believe I gave her at least Sparkle Arrow, so she doesn't have, like, the starting bow from the beginning of the game. So the moon is showing each of our characters something that, some difficult, like, truth that they need to face and overcome. For Miranda, it's that her mother was kind of a jerk. She went and like got together with a different guy that wasn't her dad, and they went off to live a different life and left Miranda behind because, like, straight up, she was just kind of a burden. And so Miranda needs to get over that before she can move on with her life and be the dragoon she was meant to be. This was just bizarre. Ah, tell me about it. So Miranda doesn't have additions. And this is like they're all kind of gimmick fights in the sense that, like, you have to have a conversation while you're fighting, but they absolutely are still boss fights. Hello, Mother. Why did you abandon Dad and me? I had no choice. Shut up, Dad fell ill and I become an orphan. You can never imagine how I've lived since then. Yeah, Miranda, I don't like Shanna. I think that that's probably pretty clear. But I don't really like Miranda either. I like her in the sense that she's a stronger character. She doesn't need constant rescuing and comforting and, you know, aw, honey boo boo, it's okay. But it is just really weird. understand that what I've done is unforgivable as a mother, but I want you to understand. What do you want me to understand? I worked because I didn't want you, a newborn baby, to starve, but he didn't even try to work. My father may not have been a respected man, but at least he was with me all the time, unlike you. So her mother left her father because her father was a deadbeat, but at least her deadbeat father was the one who stayed around until he died. And then that's when she went to the Crystal Palace and was adopted by the queen. That's why she's a sacred sister now. I can imagine how angry you are at me. I never forgot about you even for a moment. Don't lie to me. It's not a lie. I visited so many times to take you with me, but every time you just kicked me out. And then she's like, what? You have the same name as the goddess. She's pure and loved by everybody. I named you that because it was my wish for you. So the moral of the story, right, is like maybe people are more nuanced and complex than you give them credit for, and you should show some compassion to people who had to make difficult choices. Boy, I am just wailing on her. Sorry. It's so much easier when I actually remembered to give her a good bow. I'm sorry to make you feel lonely. Miranda, forgive me. And I'll forgive you. And then the fight is over. It's just that easy. Do you have toxic and challenging people in your life? Just forgive them and then they'll go up in a puff of smoke and you never have to engage with them again. People are more nuanced than you'd expect, and you should keep shooting them in the face until they leave you alone. Exactly. Now we're getting somewhere. So Miranda's actually just kind of acknowledging that she's always kind of been a rage-filled jerk. And that's kind of the end of her character development for this game. Well, see, Draco, you're forgetting the 30 seconds of introduction that she had before she joins the group, okay? That justifies everything, essentially. And it really... she doesn't feel quite so ham-fisted once you think about those 30 seconds that you had to get to know her first. Yeah, that's right. All we needed to know about her was that she replaced Shanna. That's all that matters. We could have walked up to the first person on the street and been like, hey, are you gonna take Shanna's place? You're in. What can you... you can't fight? Okay. You can't fight? Fine. You're in. Hi, Morty. How is Maru level 39 and everybody else is 37? I guess because she just keeps living, and also she beat Faust by herself. Oh, thank God. We made it. We're in town. Town, of course, being some kind of moon illusion thing. As Rose is demonstrating, it's not an illusion because she's, you know, she can slice people and they bleed. But the moon is kind of... it's kind of doing like a Dark Souls 3 where timey-wimey stuff is folding in on itself kind of deal, you know what I mean? So he sees Claire, his daughter, who he has been looking for 20 years. And he's like, hold up. So that's obviously going to be his trial, is going after her and having to deal with the fact that he was responsible for her running away because he wasn't being a good parent. But if you can't fight and you're less annoying than Shanna, then you're less annoying than Shanna. That is right. I need to get stuff ready for our friend to be here. So I think it's gonna be next week that we are done with Legend of Dragoon, because we've got everybody's trials, which, I mean, yeah, they're kind of time consuming, but whatever, you know. And then after everybody's trials, we've got the Virage, Zeeg, and the final boss. So I'm very sad to have to stop here, but let's see who is streaming. Oh, GDQ is at PAX East, actually. And Jaxler looks like he's running right now. So maybe we'll just raid into GDQ. I don't typically like to raid into big events like that. But Jaxler is playing Vex, it looks like. So, say hi to them. They might have subscriber only chat on. I think it's follower only, but I don't remember. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'll be back next week. Stay safe, everybody. So Casa, I promise, shortly I will post your lizard treat in the Discord, because I didn't do it on stream. I didn't forget. But thanks for hanging out. I will see you next week. Stay safe, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you later. Bye!